Time now for Sid 6-0. This is where I got 60 seconds and just blah, blah, blah. Thank you. This past Saturday in Manchester, England, a retired Tom Brady took in United versus Tottenham. Seven-time Super Bowl champion was enjoying retirement with his kids while still taking in the atmosphere of a big-time sporting event. What he witnessed that night was sensational. Cristiano Ronaldo, who's been criticized a ton this season, had one of his best performances of the campaign, registering a hat trick. Now, after the game, Ronaldo and Brady met up on the field. At one point, CR7 asked Brady, "You coming back?" The video then cut out before us mere mortals could hear the actual answer. But not long after this moment, we found out the answer. Brady's indeed coming back in search of Super Bowl number 8. Was it the roar of the Old Trafford crowd and the sight of Ronaldo on the wrong side of his prime, still bringing the fans to their feet, enough to coax Tom Brady back into the spotlight? Who knows? But it's a nice theory. Donovan Bennett from Sportsnet joining us. Not only football fan, but Manchester United supporter. Sorry about the last part. Donovan, how shocked were you at the Brady news?
Not at all. Sid, first of all, he never technically used the word retired. So there's that. So he never filed any papers. So wasn't shocked, but also think about who we're talking about. Tom Brady loves two things: winning and attention. He's like the contestants on The Bachelor. And so you don't get either of those things when you're retired. So my theory is a couple things. Either his family said, "Dude, we don't want you around," or he looked around and said, "Gas prices, inflation, the rent is too damn high. I need to get a side gig once again," or he's a narcissist, or maybe all three. But when you're retired for 40 days, which is longer than an engagement on Love is Blind, you were never really retired. You have to return the gifts. You were still on the team. And I am here for it, quite frankly. He is going to be 45, the oldest starting QB ever next season. He's going to be older than 8 coaches he faces next year. But he's playing at an incredibly high level, led the league in passing yards and TDs last year, threw the ball 54 times in his last game, and he makes the reality TV show, because these are references I like to make, of the NFL much, much better. So thank you, Tom Brady, for coming back. But let's not kid ourselves. We all knew he was coming back. The only question was whether or not he was coming back with this team and maybe not his hometown team in San Francisco, because guess what? They're only $3 million under the cap, and they have 23 free agents. So maybe another championship might not be as easy.
All right, a few things.
Were you shocked?
Yes.
Really?
I was shocked because he said, "I'm retiring." Don't give me he didn't use the word retirement just parsing. It doesn't, no. He said he was walking away. He made his statement. There's a few things there. First off, like Clayton in The Bachelor.
Then he immediately said, never say never. He consciously uncoupled. He didn't have a divorce. There's a difference.
But like Clayton in The Bachelor, he's in love with many things. He's in love with his family. He's in love with football. He's in love with the limelight. This is also the guy who, when he retired, everyone's saying, you know what, Tom Brady doesn't need the retirement tour. Tom Brady doesn't need to go from stadia to stadia, from city to city. He clearly needs the retirement tour. Tom Brady wants that love. He wants the Corvettes and the statues every place he goes on the road. Are you kidding me? He needs all that. The one thing I don't understand is, how does a guy with 7 Super Bowls, coming off a season where he led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns, says, "I have something to prove"? What on earth does he have to prove to absolutely anybody? I've rarely seen a statement make less sense from a professional athlete, and some professional athletes are really dumb, but that one is as ridiculous a statement as I've ever heard.
He has to prove that he's still the best QB in the league. He didn't win MVP, even though he had an MVP year. Everyone was talking about Joe Burrow being the next Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's like, excuse me, I'm still the Tom Brady. So I think what he has to prove is that he could end like Elway, like Peyton Manning, on a relative high, winning another Super Bowl. And you said it. He watched CR7, who has nothing to prove, Cristiano Ronaldo, still playing at a high level, dragging a team that is not very good owned by the Glazers, and he said, "Wait a minute, why can't I?
I
the
could do
same
that
thing?"
too. That's exactly what he said. That's good. That's good. All right. I think good, healthy discussion. I think we both agree Brady will fail, and this is a huge mistake. Donovan Bennett, thank you very much for joining us today. Appreciate you.
He's in it for the right reasons.
You say, unlike Clayton. And we'll talk Clayton later. What's wrong with that guy?